Like, do you feel good about how it feels from the outside? Garrett, how do you feel about how Kevin O'Connell has kind of framed this competition?
I personally like this. There are some things I think KOC could improve on that I feel like as a fan base we've been wanting to be improved on over the past couple of years, probably most notably the run game. But with this competition specifically, as cliche as it is, I think this quote is kind of only used for either O-line, D-line, or wide receiver corners, but iron sharpens iron. There is no doubt that, each quarterback knows that they have to be at their best, which is, in theory, should only maximize the team's potential in 2026. And this team is coming off of a 9-win season in which the quarterbacks last year threw more interceptions than touchdowns. So, call me crazy here. I don't think that's going to happen in back-to-back years. So to go back to the question that you asked of if this is, a good way for O'Connell to set it up, I really think it is, because there's no definitive Kyler's our guy, JJ's our guy. Nobody knows anything. And whoever wins the starting quarterback after, of course, 50% is going to say, I knew it from the start. But with how it is now, I love it. And I think that you're going to get the absolute best out of each player.
Coller, what do you think about the specifics of, we saw today, just for example, Kyler started with the first team. JJ got some reps with the first team. Kyler probably got a couple more with the first team, but they both took a lot of snaps, relatively even split. And that feels like how it's going to be for at least like the next few days. And then I would expect some potentially further separation after that. How do you feel about the divvying up of the reps at this stage for an offense that obviously has to come out of the gate faster than they did last year?
So I want to separate my personal opinion from a criticism. So just because this is my opinion doesn't mean this is a criticism of the head coach. It is my opinion that this is unnecessary. That when you sign Kyler Murray, you're signing a multi-time Pro Bowl quarterback who has been at least 3 times in his career definitively a top 15 quarterback in the league. And you have someone who last year ranked 42nd in quarterback rating and who could not operate your offense and who could not throw accurately. And you are not in a position to take time with this. If I was the Tennessee Titans, I would say, well, of course, just going to play JJ McCarthy and see if the wheels stay on.
An unnecessary shot at the Titans. Come on.
Well, they deserve it, but there's probably, a couple more teams. If I was the Jets, I would just keep playing JJ McCarthy.
Thank you.
This is a team that is in a position to win with the rest of their roster. They're in a position to win with their best defensive coordinator in the entire NFL, with star wide receivers who are first-round draft picks or future Hall of Famers. And you brought back Hawkinson, you brought back Aaron Jones, play the veteran quarterback. And if it goes sideways, well, then it's JJ McCarthy's job. This is his occupation to stay prepared and stay competitive. So I don't know that you should have to, if you have to motivate him, then he shouldn't be here. It's a quarterback. It's in the NFL, right? But I could see a little psychology with Kyler Murray to where there are questions about Kyler Murray and his ability to prepare and his ability to master a complete offense. Now, I personally think that he answered those questions with learning Drew Petzing's offense and operating it effectively in 2024. But if you have those questions, one of the ways to really push him would be to say, hey, man, this is not your job. Like you better be locked in, competing every single day until you prove to me that you can learn my offense, until you prove to me. Otherwise, the kid's going to continue to have a chance. So I see why Kevin O'Connell is doing it. I have no issue with starting 50-50, but I do think that, and he says he has a date in mind, I think as we get a couple weeks into the summer, you better lock in. I think before the first preseason game, August 13th, I think is the last practice before the preseason game. Lock in and then pick your quarterback and go. And if I guess Kyler hasn't proven it to him by then we got to have some serious questions about Kyler.
You know what I love about the first episode of the Vikings Collective? As you're talking there and you're giving the personal opinion with the Kyler facet of it, I'm thinking, how does Garrett think of this right now? And this is, what's fun is rarely in this world, in this ecosystem, do we get, to just flesh out the differing viewpoints, differing perspectives together. And that's what I think makes this so great. So I am curious, Garrett, as I'm sitting here, like what, you watch your channel, Coller talked about it earlier. Like you put a lot of time in from a schematic perspective and have watched a lot of ball. And so What's your view of Kyler, and explain why?
So I wanted to like go off of something Matthew said, which I largely agree with, like the sentiments of how we got here with, we're bringing everybody back, and we obviously, the quarterback play last year was horrible, and the multiple seasons of top 15 quarterback play. And as somebody, personal stance, that obviously JJ McCarthy, the highest quarterback selected in franchise history, that wants him to work out. I would also say this, that if Kyler is that good, that unequivocally better, that long before August 13th, that we should know if he is the guy. And that is where I would, that's probably where I would land on that. Is I think Kyler Murray is a good quarterback. I don't necessarily buy into this belief that you see from, like the anonymous scouts or anonymous people inside the Cardinals building, that now that he's outside of Arizona, that he's going to be this like, top 5 or top 6 quarter or whatever ranking you want to go with here, that he's going to be this great player that we haven't seen so far in his career. And the part that I go back to with Kyler that really worries me is at times, whenever he is under pressure, it is deer in headlights bad at times. And that's the part that I significantly worry about most with Kyler, where if everything is in structure, everything is great, in a perfect world, I would be ecstatic. I would be, hey, this is going to be a very fun year. But football is it's like life. There's adversity every single day, every single play, every single game. So I don't think that it's going to be as, open and shut, cut dry, or whatever it is, open and shut. Kyler's the guy from day one, but I'm excited. I just don't think it's going to be, there's not even a chance that JJ starts in 2026.
No, it's good to hear that. I was very curious. All right, we're gonna take a quick break and talk about our sponsor. That would be Prize Picks. New users, as you can see at the bottom, you can play for $5 and get $150 if you win when you use code HMA. You see that on the screen. It tells you everything you need to know. We're looking at a lineup here of Prize Picks, quarterbacks, and passing yards. At top left, you can see Dak Prescott, 4,024.5 passing yards. Who else we got? Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, why not throw Aaron Rodgers in the mix? 3,099.5 passing yards, I believe it is. I'll just say this, since I started with Dak Prescott, you guys think I'm crazy for being as high as I might be on the Cowboys this year? Defensively, we'll see. But I think that Cowboys offense I love. Am I crazy for that?
No, I don't think you're crazy.